Greetings, I'm Paul, and I'm going to share with you 5 things that you can do every day, or thoughts, maybe mindset, elements of focus to incorporate into your routine each day, or to make part of your routine each day in order to maintain, perhaps begin, start, develop, obtain, and then maintain a positive or healthy, beneficial mental status. That was clumsy. All right, so number 1, sleep. You got to get good sleep. Why? Because how do you feel when you don't get good sleep? There you go. There's your answer. No, but there's a lot of functions that go on in the body that happen when we're asleep, and not sleeping prevents those things from taking place. We can get technical, but it's a pretty basic concept, and let's face it, you don't need to know why as much as you need to know. Well, it's not so much that. Okay, all right, you got me. I don't want to look it up and cite articles and stuff, but how do you feel? So much of life we rely on all these external things. What am I talking about? It's all about awareness, right? Increasing our own personal awareness. We've got everything we need to do whatever we need inside of us. We just haven't learned how to access it, or we're not in a regular practice of accessing it. So think about it. What do you feel if you don't get sufficient sleep? Or what do you feel if you sleep too much? Where's the sweet spot, and how do you feel when you get the right amount of sleep? Do you think that would be beneficial to your mental status, or detrimental to your mental status? Think about it. So I don't need to give you all the reasons. You've experienced life enough. Rely on yourself some more. Okay, so that's sleep is important. Number 2 goes with that. It's close to nutrition. So diet, I'll say, but nutrition. What are you eating? And think about it in this way. If you're building a Lego set and you've got the pieces for a castle, but you're trying to build the fire station, you might have enough of the same pieces to get close to the shape and structure of the fire station. There's a lot of the same kind of bricks. It's the same kind of basic structure, but the color isn't going to be right, and you're not going to be able to you probably won't have the windows for the fire station, and you won't have the decals and all. So some of these elements won't be there, but you might get the basic structure correct. Now, when we're talking about nutrition, our body needs certain vitamins, minerals, amino acids, all of these fats, proteins, all these things to rebuild cells, to energize, or to burn energy, to create energy and create the body itself. You are what you eat, right? So if you're eating junk, you are junk. And if you are junk, how are you going to function? Like junk. And so if you don't like what you're functioning, then change what you are. That's one element of it. And so I think this often gets dismissed or just minimized, but really it's kind of the most crucial element to all of this. If your machine isn't running properly, then how do you expect high performance? And we feed our cars better than we feed ourselves, at least consistently. I only put gasoline in my car. I never put anything other than gasoline from an authorized dealer into my car. Why? Because I want it to run properly. But what do I put into myself? I put all kinds of junk into myself, and I'm trying to do better, and I am doing better at that. And I cutting out soda in the last 2 months now. Also with picking up exercise, I finally got back, and I've been exercising every day this week, so I'm back on track with that, at least for now. But so doing some of those things, but really just cutting out soda and reducing my sugar and carbohydrate intake. I've lost 10 pounds. I haven't lost them. This is my new thing. One of my new things. Instead of saying lost, which implies seeking or finding, like I lost my keys, I want to find them. I didn't lose some weight, and I didn't lose this, abdominal fat, and I want to find it. I released it. So that's my new thing. I've released 10 pounds of weight in the last 2 months, and primarily I think just by changing my diet. Well, I exercise too, but not 15 minutes a day isn't whatever. I don't know. But anyway, so the Lego set idea, if you don't have the right pieces, it's hard to build the project you're trying to build. And so I think the body works in a similar fashion. Again, think about it. Does this make sense? Does it apply? Can you remember a time when you ate a whole bunch of junk food and then felt poorly afterwards, or a time where you ate a whole bunch of junk food and felt great and wanted to go for a run? Probably less likely. I mean, even just eating a lot of food that's not bad for you, just eating too much of it. Maybe think of a Thanksgiving dinner where you had a lot of, it's most, maybe there's a lot of fats and stuff in there, gravy and some of those kind of things, but and a lot of sugar. But overall, some good food. But you eat a lot of it, and then what do you want to do? You want to sleep. So how you can tell from your experience. I don't know what my purpose was with that, but how, I guess from your experience, that what you eat does affect how you feel. So if you focus on eating well every day, making sure that you've got the right building blocks inside of your body for it to regenerate cells and to maintain the different functionalities, overall benefit to your mental status. Number 3, exercise. I kind of got in talking about that with cutting out sugars and increasing my exercise. Again, if the idea of the body being a machine that you're responsible for, maintaining and fixing the machine is important, and exercise is a way to do that. We can maintain the functionality of our bodies. We keep our muscles limber and strong, and our whatever else. I guess that's what you do. I don't know. That's what you do with exercise. But exercise has a lot of positive benefits. It affects a lot of different hormones and neurotransmitters. And so it can have a positive impact on you. But again, I can cite the research articles, the journal articles. I can cite all of the thousands of hours of stuff that's been accumulated to tell you why these things are important. And I don't want to, because I don't want to spend the time doing that. But also I'm trying to justify that and rationalize it by making the point that I don't think we need to do those things. If you need me to cite Harvard saying that exercise is good for you, well, that's a problem. Why don't you cite yourself? Is exercise good for you? Do you feel better after you exercise? Yes or no? Do you feel better if you've spent all day on the couch and not moving at all? Does your body ache? Do you hurt? Think about, like, if you're injured from an injury, you feel pain. If you're injured from work or an accomplishment, you feel pain. It's the same pain signal to the brain, but you react to it differently based on how you accumulated, how you procured. I don't know. There's a word I'm trying to think. How you obtained the injury, how you obtained the pain. Your response to it is different, whether it was in the pursuit of something beneficial or something maybe neutral or not beneficial. But use your own experience here. How do you feel after you exercise? If you exercise and you feel better, do it. But regardless, if you need citations, then go talk to, there's thousands of YouTube channels out there. Go check them out. But this is a common sense kind of things here. So exercise is an important element of your daily routine, and walking is by far probably the easiest thing to do and one of the most beneficial. I guess that's speculation or opinion on my part, but look into it and find the benefits of walking. So that's number 3, exercise. Number 4 is to spend time with people who do not make you feel bad. So people who you trust, people who you feel safe with, people who can trust you, people you can rely on and and can rely on you, people who are uplifting and encouraging rather than tearing you down and discouraging, people who make you laugh, people who challenge you maybe in growth ways and help you to improve yourself. People that are the type of people that you might want to be, but people the kind of people you would want to be around. Now that might be difficult if you've got a lot of people in your life, family members or close friends or coworkers or bosses or whoever, that don't do those things, that that take away from you rather than build you up. And that's going to be difficult. And so increasing your awareness of how another person acts has nothing to do with you personally might be a way to resolve that, and work towards the goal of being able to spend time every day with people who are uplifting and positive in your life, that are a growth factor rather than a taking away factor. Man, sometimes words are just the most difficult. Thoughts too, sometimes, not all the times, every times. Okay, so spending time with people. We, as human beings, we get lonely, and we seem to have an innate need to be with people. Even someone who identifies as an introvert, which doesn't necessarily mean they like being alone, it just means that they recharge their energy as they're spending time in solitude, quiet, and alone. But even introverts tend to need somebody, even if it's one person. But whatever your case is, it's good to spend time with people, have a conversation with somebody that doesn't leave you feeling upset. And if it does leave you feeling upset, if all your interactions leave you feeling upset, then increase your awareness about why that is. Increase your awareness of yourself, and try to identify what's going on that's making you feel that way. And do you have choice over it? And you might not like to hear it, but you do have choice over your reaction to every situation. And so that might take some personal responsibility and awareness in order to find out what those things are that are causing you to be uncomfortable with those people, but it will be beneficial to do so. And so the fifth element, fifth factor, I don't know what I'm going to call this video yet, so I haven't actually worked out this title. So it's a surprise to me when I figure it out, but you already know. And so the fifth part of this recommendation is to do something that you enjoy. So these are things that I think I would recommend doing every day, on purpose, with intentionality. And so the fifth thing is to do something that you enjoy doing. Why? Because you enjoy doing it. If you enjoy doing it, it's going to make you feel good. It's going to have a positive impact on your mental status. It's going to help you feel accomplished. And also, it depending on what it is, maybe that's the thing that gets you into the flow zone, or into the zone, and what engages the task positive mode of the brain, which is what is going to defeat anxiety and depression and all those kind of things. It's being focused. So mindfulness and meditation are methods. Well, I guess mindfulness is kind of the overall thing, but like meditation is a way that you can obtain this task positive engagement in your brain. Coloring, sitting down and coloring. If you can get super focused, hyper focused, almost like a hypnotic state, you can get to that level. Sports and exercise can be a way for that. Music, playing instruments, whatever your hobby is, whatever your things you like to do, if you can get into it and you feel like, wow, time flies when I'm painting, or when I'm doing this, or when I'm reading, or when I'm writing. If time flies when you're doing it because you're in the zone, that's good. It has a positive benefit to your brain. It's taking you out of default mode where your body's just at rest, and things that are at rest stagnate. So back to the exercise. If you're not exercising, your body's stagnating, and so you can incorporate a couple of these things into, maybe you like cooking, so you can slow down. I don't want to slow down. This is my speed. I'll try. So you can incorporate cooking. Maybe that's your thing that you like to do every day. Maybe that's something you can do with somebody else. So now you and somebody who is uplifting in your life are working together to cook. It's knocking out three of those things. You're doing something. You're eating nutritious food. You're doing something you enjoy, and you're spending time with somebody that's beneficial to you. Or exercise. You can be exercising, and that's something that's the exercise. You could do that with another person that you enjoy, and then it could be the activity that you enjoy. There's other combinations of these five, but we'll stop with those. And you can, whatever it takes. If you can incorporate these five things, it doesn't have to be scheduled out, but it could be. It doesn't have to be, now I'm going to do this thing, but it could be. Whatever's going to work for you. But increasing your awareness and your mindset towards growth and towards doing things on purpose that are going to improve your mental status is going to be a great benefit to you. And maybe for a few days or a week you're thinking about it, but then it becomes part of the routine. Remember, we're starting living. We're talking about building conditioning. Whatever we do, we're going to end up conditioning ourselves to our environment and we're going to develop routines. And as long as those aren't harmful conditioning responses, harmful routines, and we still have some intentionality in there, then it's good. If we don't have any intentionality, if we give up completely to the autopilot mode, that's when we're into the harmful range of addiction. And the more I think about these things, the more I realize, or I decide to believe that no matter what it is, if we're doing it on autopilot, it's an addiction. And that in and of itself is harmful. Regardless of what the activity is, substances, activity doesn't matter. If we are doing something without intention, if we're doing it on autopilot, we're not free. We're not making the choice ourselves in the moment. We're dependent, we're living based on our conditioning. And that's where I think that it's not fulfilling our whole purpose in life or of life. And so increasing our awareness and intentionality behind everything we do and being mindful, I think, is the way to fulfill the full measure of our existence. And it comes down to personal belief, like all of this stuff. But these are my opinions. And maybe you find it inspiring or not. Maybe you find it motivational or not. Maybe it's useful information. Maybe it's not useful information. Maybe this is so common sense that you don't need to listen to anybody talk about it. But whatever the case, whatever you're in, I wish you the best. I don't know. I guess I'm done talking. So those are my thoughts. I'll recap. 5 things to improve your 5 daily. I'm trying to figure out a title right now. 5 daily activities, 5 keys to maintaining a healthy mental status. 5 keys to maintaining a healthy mental status. Okay, we'll go with that. Write it down so you don't forget. I'm going to forget. I'll have to watch the end of this video. All right, so to recap, the 5 keys to maintaining a healthy mental status are: 1, good sleep; 2, good nutrition; 3, good exercise; 4, spending time with people who are uplifting or engaging and that you enjoy being around; 5, doing things that you enjoy. Make time for all this every day, and your life will improve, and you will put together a nice little thing in life. Okay, so the opposite of greetings